Now, if you grew up in the late 90s or early 2000s, like I did, there's a strong chance you may remember Angela Anaconda. Now, some of you may not remember it because you liked it. Some may remember it because it made you feel a little uncomfortable. Paper cutout animation, the exaggerated facial expressions, the unsettling voices, and of course, Angela herself. Sarcastic, imaginative, insecure, and sometimes often mean. Now, this wasn't your typical Saturday morning cartoon, and that in fact is why we are talking about and deep diving into what made Angela Anaconda so amazing. What the show was about, how it was made, who worked on it, and why it aired, and why decades later, some people still talk about it as one of the strangest cartoons to ever be put on television. And make sure if you have not checked out all my other blasts from the past episodes, the playlist is in the description down below. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any other content. With that all out of the way, guys, let's get on into it.
Name is Angela, hey hello. Welcome to my very own show. I'll introduce my friends to you. Oh no, it's Minnie Pooh. Shooby-dooby-doo-wah-wah. My name is Angela, and you are not Nanette Manoir is a stuff-up jerk-face fun. And now to today's story, starring me.
Now, at its core, Angela Anaconda was about a 4th grade girl navigating school life through her imagination. Angela lived in a small town called Tapwater Springs and attended 199 Elementary School. On the surface, the show focused on normal kid problems, school crushes, homework, friend drama, teachers you don't understand, and classmates who absolutely ruin your life. But what made Angela Anaconda different was how those problems were filtered through Angela's imagination. Whenever Angela felt embarrassed, angry, or insecure, the world around her would warp and exaggerate. Teachers became monster authority figures, classmates turned evils, villains, and minor inconveniences felt like life-ending disasters. The show lived entirely in Angela's perspective, which is why everything felt so distorted, uncomfortable, and surreal. Now, Angela was not a traditional likable cartoon protagonist. She's sarcastic, judgmental, deeply insecure, constantly overthinks, and prone to dramatic fantasy sequences. But that's what also made her feel so real as a character. Angela wasn't a superhero kid or problem solver. She was awkward, defensive, and sometimes wrong. Her imagination acted as both her escape and her coping mechanism. Now, every good show is as good as its iconic villain. Now, if Angela Anaconda is remembered for anything, it's for Nanette Manoir. Nanette is perfect, popular, talented, wealthy, and effortlessly cruel. She speaks in a fake French accent, constantly brags, and exists as everything Angela wishes she could be. Nanette wasn't just a bully, she was Angela's insecure personality. Even today, Nanette is often listed among the most hated cartoon characters of all time, which says a lot in how effective her character actually was in the show. Now, even though her bully was extremely cruel, Angela had a small group of friends to add a great balance to the show. There was Gina Lash, the blunt, no-nonsense friend, Johnny Abadi, loud, obnoxious, and immature, and Gordy Reinhardt, a kind, sensitive, artistic boy with asthma who prefers pressing flowers, homework, and writing poetry instead of Angela's dangerous activities, so he constantly plays hide-and-go-seek with the others to escape from all the fun. And with all of these characters, who could not forget their dedicated 3rd grade teacher, Amphigenia Brinks? I'm probably butchering that name. Now, she is easily manipulated and plays favorites with Nanette Manoir. Miss Brinks dislikes Angela and is very strict and hard-boiled with her. She always considered Angela a bizarre, troublemaking, wayward girl and constantly punishes her. So for Angela, she is another bully that she has to deal with. Now, a lot of the teachers and adults in this show are often portrayed as oblivious, overbearing, and wildly exaggerated. This was supposed to reflect on how kids feel about adults at that age. Larger than life, confusing, and often very unfair. Angela also has two parents, Bill and Jen, two dim-witted teenage fraternal brothers named Mark and Derek, and a younger sister named Lulu, who also cause trouble sometimes in the show. Now, one of the main reasons people still remember the show is for its animation style. The show used photographs of real faces, cutouts of paper bodies, and digital collage animations to help create the show. Instead of the traditional hand-drawn animations, the creators literally used photos of actors, manipulated them, and digitally and animated them like moving scrapbooks. The results, well, you could see in the show. Some of it was jarring, unsettling, and completely unlike anything you've ever seen on TV. But it wasn't an accident. Now, there are many reasons why they chose this style. It saved money, it saved production time, and many people matched Angela's distortion perception of reality. Everything looked wrong because Angela's world felt wrong to her. This technique made emotions hit harder, but it also made viewers uncomfortable, especially kids expecting something more traditional. Now, Angela Anaconda was created by Jonah Vencola and Sue Ross. Sue Ross was already known for pushing boundaries in children's animation, and Angela Anaconda was very much an experiment. The show was produced by Monarch Entertainment and later Decode Entertainment, with involvement in Teletoon Canada. Yes, this was a Canadian production, which explains its darker tone experiment compared to the American cartoons. Yes, us Canadians are very weird people, you'll get used to it. Now, the show did air on Teletoon in Canada and Fox Kids that later became Toon Disney in the US. And this is where things get interesting. The show often aired between much lighter cartoons, making its tone feel even more jarring. Now, the show is very interesting because I feel like it always gets famous for the wrong reasons. Now, another infamous moment of this show was in 2000 when the Digimon movie aired. It had a short film placed before the movie. Those expecting to see Agumon and Tai were instead greeted by many of these familiar creepy faces, sarcastic narration, and a style that scared and confused them. The backlash was immediate. Many parents and kids hated it, and that moment alone permanently shaped the show's reputation. To this day, it's very confusing of why they showed this before the Digimon movie. I remember that as a kid, and I still have that movie on DVD, and it's on the DVD as well. Now, a lot of people say it was for cross-promotion, leveraging the Digimon's popularity to boost the other shows airing on that network, using relatable themes and reusing animation to fill time, despite being disliked by many fans. This was an executive decision, I don't know why, but it favored this show out of all the others they could have chosen from. Like I said, this show was very interesting and a lot of people forget about it. It only stays in their mind because of the weird facts that lay behind it. It was too weird for some kids, the animation was very creepy, or they completely went against the norms of regular animation. But the show did have a point though. It treated childhood as awkward, uncomfortable, emotional, and very messy. It's not cute and it's not sanitized. Us growing up, we've kind of realized that we missed the old times when we were growing up, and always thought the people older than us were weird, obnoxious, and sometimes rude to us. Growing up, the world felt unsafe, the world felt unfair, and Angela had that exact same emotion that we did as well. She just described it in a completely different tone than us. Now, despite ending in the early 2000s, Angela Anaconda never really disappeared. It lives on through internet nostalgia, YouTube retrospectives like this one, worst cartoons ever lists, and a lot of people rediscovering it for the first time. Yet, some people still hate it, and others now defend it because they feel like it was ahead of its time. Today, Angela Anaconda is often revalued as a psychological kids show, a satire of childhood insecurity, and an experimental animation risk that often major networks wouldn't take anymore. which I feel like it was kind of interesting because Angela Anaconda was a very risky show, was a very different show from I remember, but it also was kind of funny sometimes. Now, reviewing the show, I honestly don't think they'll ever make a show like this again. It's too pushy, it's too edgy, and I feel like a lot of people won't get it. Angela Anaconda wasn't trying to be cute, it wasn't trying to sell toys, it wasn't trying to be safe, and it was trying to be honest. And that honesty made people uncomfortable. But also the animation. And maybe that's why decades later we are still talking about it in videos like these. Now, do you remember Angela Anaconda? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you hate it? Did it creep you out? Or did you feel secretly appreciative of it now? But guys, if you enjoy deep dives into forgotten cartoons, make sure to subscribe because there are so much more strange shows that we need to talk about. So many forgotten gems that still have to be brought back. If there's a show you guys want me to talk about or take a look at, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Join the Discord so you guys stay updated with everything on my channels, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and head over to the playlist to check out all the other ones. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to see you guys in the next one.